PT Pop here, all full of loaves in my brain, securely tied behind my back. And today I'm going to talk about how you have to deal with a whole lot of crazy when you're an artist. Stay tuned. So, I don't know how many of you that watch my channel are artists, musicians, painters, writers, poets, dreamers. But I'm an artist, and I can tell you from experience, years of experience, that you deal with a whole lot of crazy when you're an artist. Whether it's at the collegiate level with your professors or just out in the general public, you meet a whole lot of people who are very eccentric, to say the least, and they're either naturally that way or they're doing it intentionally. It's intentionally eccentric and crazy, like they put on an air to draw attention to themselves and to their work, or they've done too many acid trips. I bring this up because I recently had a gallery showing of some of my work, and I met some really nice people. Everybody I met was, pretty much a stranger except for the owner of the gallery and the guy that's running sound and stuff like that. I knew one other musician and host the open mic night, but a lot of the other people came out really decent, really nice people. But I met a couple of really crazy people. Like there was this one old guy. He's probably 65 years old, man. And he came into the room and he was just like, he's doing this a lot. He's like, oh man, he looked all twitchy. I thought, well, maybe, he just was a little different than the rest of us, I guess. And so he takes off his coat and he's wearing like a 3/4 length silk blouse with Chinese lettering on it. Black silk blouse or shirt, Chinese shirt. It was like a woman's blouse though, with like these big Chinese letters on it. And he was like, he's walking around talking to people. I noticed that people are kind of like, okay, dude, like they're walking away from him. He comes up to me and my wife. He's like, hey man, I've been here before. I've been here before. You've been here. It's like your pictures. You can read my mind, man. You can see what's in my mind. I know it, man. I was over there, and I felt like I'd been there before, man. I know I'd been here before because I saw it in my mind, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, no, dude. Well, I guess so. What do you say to somebody like that? You pretend you're on shrooms too? I don't know. And he's like, hey, man. It's like deja vu. I was sitting there, man, and I felt like I'd been here before, like I'd experienced this very moment, dude. And I'm like, oh, man. And I said to my wife, I said, we got to get out of here. And she goes like, no, this is for you. This is for your pictures, man. You can't just leave. I said, sure I can. We can just excuse ourselves and say, we got to go. So we stuck around. I didn't go. My wife did the right thing and talked me into staying, even though I wanted to run out the door. Because I don't do well with crazy. Is anybody else sick of crazy? I am so sick of people that are just crazy. It's like everybody's lost their marbles or something. And I don't understand it. So at the same show, man, this girl is sitting in front of us, and just looking at her, I'm 53, I'm looking at her, and I'm guessing she's maybe at the most 22, 23 maybe. Very young, beautiful skin, just a young girl, young woman. And she turns to me and she goes, are you the photographer that put up all these pictures, man? And I'm like, oh no, here we go. You could tell she was crazy because she didn't really talk crazy. But she was like, are you the photographer that put up all the pictures? She gonna talk like that? I'm like, yeah, how are you doing? She's like, good, I've always wanted to do a photo shoot. Do you want to do a photo shoot sometime? Now, keep in mind, I've been doing photography for like 11, 12 years, and nobody ever comes up to me and says, hey man, you want to do a photo shoot sometime? Some people will approach me and say, hey, my kid is about to graduate from high school. Can you do senior pictures? Or I've got a wedding, things like that. But nobody ever volunteers anything really exotic or wild. So I'm like, well, what did you want to do? And she's like, hey, man, I've always wanted to be filmed, like, covered in fluorescent body paint, nude, in the snow in the forest, man. And, do you think you'd want to do a shoot like that with me? Now, keep in mind, I just met this person. I literally, we explained, exchanged pleasantries, said hello, how you doing? Yes, I'm an artist. And she dives into the, hey, man, I want to take off all my clothes and pour fluorescent body paint all over me and stand in the snow in the nude, man. And you take pictures of me in fluorescent light and black light, man. Dude, can you take pictures of me in black light? And I'm like, that's a pretty cool idea, but I have to tell you, we'd probably get arrested. She's like, what, man? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, we can't just run off into the forest and start taking pictures of you nude. She's like, oh, man. I said, well, maybe we could work something out. I'm trying not to break her buzz, kill her buzz, because she's either really eccentric and crazy or she's tripping too. She's taking the same hit of acid that the other guy's taking. And I'm like, I said to my wife, this is like the second person I met that was all crazy, like all full of crazy. I said, no, I'm done. I said, we had been there at my show for like 45 minutes. I'm like, we've been here long enough. They can handle the rest. Let's get going. She's like, no, you gotta stay. You gotta stay. I'm sorry. I am so done with crazy, especially in the art world. I mean, you gotta understand something when you're around other artists. It's not like it's portrayed in the movies, man. I mean, like, I think the closest portrayal to an artist I've seen in the movie is like Van Gogh, who kind of like lost it and cut off his ear and gave it to a prostitute hoping she'd fall in love with him. I mean, that's what artists are like. And then he went out in the field and was head off with a shotgun. That's an artist. We're not running around with black turtlenecks. Well, I'm wearing a black turtleneck. Smoking brown cigarettes and talking about peace and love and dreaming of peace. It's portrayed like that in the movie, like we're these peace-loving, fun, frolicking through fields of daisies with our easels and our palette of oils. Taking care of business with a wonderful canvas of landscape with a nude woman, frolicking in the weeds. It's just not like that. It's a whole lot of crazy. And it gets really old, and I get really tired of it. And I get really tired of everybody that's an artist feels that they have the inalienable right to be blasted out of their mind all the time, be drunk like a bunch of sailors or something. There is no written rule that says you just have to be smashed out of your mind to be an artist. There's nothing that enhances your creativity. And I know because I've done it. I've sat there shit-faced out of my mind, drinking booze, vodka, wine, whatever it is. I've never done drugs, but I've been known to throw a few back. And it doesn't do any good. It gets you relaxed a bit, but that's about it. And I'll give you an example. I took a class out of Basic Community College when I lived in Arizona. And we had our portfolio review for this one class at the end of a class. And they brought in teachers from other classes to look at our digital artwork. It was all digital stuff projected up on a big computer screen. And I'm sitting there, and there's this one girl that was always very eccentric in the class, and she always wore these big floppy hats, and big eccentric sweaters. And we're in the middle of the desert, and she's wearing sweaters and turtlenecks, and she's got these big Nazi boots on and jodhpurs and stuff. And she was just dressed in eccentric, very bright colors, and very loud and extravagant, like she's Ethel Merman. Darling, kiss me now, won't you? And so time comes for her to give her an explanation of her portfolio and her paintings and her work and stuff. And she's at the back of the room, and she's sitting next to me, and she's like,
well, this next painting, I use the color purple because purple exemplifies the deepest, darkest parts of my soul, and it talks about my struggles in life and my heartbreak and my hopes and my passions for elegance.
And she goes on with these big, extravagant words and stuff. And the teachers are just eating it up. the teachers are just like, yes, well, it's very good. Oh, well, crazy girl, you've got some great detail. You have definitely, because when you give a portfolio review in these classes, when you explain your work, you have to have an artist statement, and you have to have an exhibition statement, and you have to talk about your inspiration and why you use certain colors and why you use certain textures and why you use certain brushes and why you took 2 poops while doing it. There's all this deep, dark, hidden, twisted meaning to everything. And I got really sick of it. I mean, I had a class in 1985 with a teacher at Ohio University that everybody loved because he was so bizarre. I never saw him teach one thing, but the last time I saw him, he came into the room. He looked like Bob Cratchit. He was really tall and skinny. He had a beetle, like a bowl haircut. This is like a 50-year-old man. He walks in the room with big, long strides, looking at people's work on their palettes and on their canvases, on their easels, and he's rubbing his chin, and he goes, He stands back, and he throws back his head, and he goes, "Garbage, man!" Then he walks out of the room, and we didn't see him again. I don't know if I saw him again the rest of that quarter, or semester, what do they call him now? It was a quarter back then. So when you're an artist, you're going to run into a whole lot of crazy. I'm not certain why that is. I don't know if people have been eating too much of the lead in their paints, like they're sucking on their paint brushes or something like they did in the old days. I think a lot of people lost their marbles from wetting the tips of their brushes with the paint that had lead in it. It was driving them mad. I think that's what happened to Van Gogh. I'm sick of crazy. So if you're sick of crazy and you're an artist, give me some of your examples of crazy that you've met. Crazy artists, drug-induced people, man. Like my roommate in college, my junior year. I walk into the room and he's laying in bed naked with his girlfriend. I'm like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" And they're just laying next to each other, naked in the bed, just kind of staring off into space. I go, "What's going on, guys?" I'm like, "Hey man, we're just watching the numbers on the wall, man." And they look behind me. There's no clock on the wall. I mean, usually that means you're watching time go by. Maybe that's what he meant. He's like, "Dude, we're just tripping. We just did shrooms." I'm like, "Okay. I'll see you later. I'm going to the library to study. You guys have fun." So let me know your experiences. Take care. Bye.